My name is Jensen Drangoli and I'm an occupational therapy student at Governor State University. Today I will be sharing two activities from the intervention plan that I have developed for Jacob. Jacob is a 4-year-old boy who has completed an initial evaluation for occupational therapy. Through assessments, observations, and parent-teacher reports, it was determined that Jacob has difficulty with staying on task, following directions, and has delayed fine motor skills. Jacob has an immature grasp pattern that is causing difficulty with fine motor tasks such as scissor skills and pencil grasping, which are needed to participate in preschool-based activities. Jacob is also sensitive to loud noises, which affects his ability to stay on task. Jacob's first long-term goal is to perform a multi-step direction activity independently with a maximum of 2 verbal cues by the end of the school year. The short-term goals for this long-term goal are that Jacob will stay seated and perform a typical school activity for a minimum of 10 minutes for 2 out of 3+ trials. Jacob will tolerate therapeutic listening for a 15-minute therapy task with 75% accuracy with headphones to improve attention, motor, and skill performance during tasks. Jacob's second long-term goal is to demonstrate improved fine motor and visual motor integration skills by grasping a crayon with a tripod grasp in 4 out of 5 trials. The short-term goals for this are that Jacob will cut across a piece of paper in 4 out of 5 trials independently using the correct scissor grasp with a minimum of 1 verbal cue to promote visual integration motor skills to increase occupational performance in fine motor tasks. The other goal, or short-term goal for this, is Jacob will imitate drawing a cross intersected at the middle as directed by the therapist 4 out of 5 trials with no verbal cues. So for the two activities I chose today, they will focus on Jacob's grasp, visual motor skills, and attention. The first activity, Jacob will be tracing over shapes, copying the colors from the example in front of him. The sixth activity promotes the tripod grasp with a marker, visual motor skills such as hand-eye coordination and visual perception when copying and tracing and following directions by using the correct colors. The second activity will be using tweezers to grasp tissue balls and place them into the container. This activity promotes scissor skills by opening and closing the tweezers, which mimics the squeeze and release motion that is needed for the scissor use. This activity will also enhance hand-eye coordination when having to grasp the item from the flat surface to release it into a container. These intervention activities are guided by the developmental frame of reference, which is influenced if the child has mastered previous stages. This is a common frame of reference that is used when enhancing fine motor skills. These interventions can also be guided using the Aries sensory frame of reference because it considers foundational factors to understand Jacob's deficits of components of function that are limiting successful occupational performance and/or function. So I have a pair of headphones that Jacob can use to listen to music to block out the background noise that might distract him in order for him to finish an activity. Hi Jacob, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Good. Well, what's your favorite color again?
It's blue.
Oh, okay. So after we complete this activity using these two colors, you can draw with this blue marker.
Okay, cool.
Okay, awesome, great. So to begin, we're gonna start with coloring, or Jacob's gonna look at this paper with these two different colors, and I'm gonna have you, by looking at this, you're gonna copy with the marker, going around the circle like this. Okay? And you're gonna copy, going around the circle with that one, it's gonna be green, and then you're gonna do this one pink, so you want it to look just like this one. Okay?
Yeah.
Nice grasp. Just try and get it a little bit more on the line there. Good job holding the marker. Good. Yep, oh, pretty close. You want to try it again now with a different one?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the pink marker?
Yep. Good job, Jacob. Oh yeah, that's right. You can use that one if you want to circle around any of these ones.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to our next activity.
Can I color the circle in?
Yeah, if you really would like to. Oh,
Like that?
perfect. Looks great. Thank you. Okay. So for our next activity here, I'm gonna have you, let me just rearrange this. First, I'm gonna have you start by just, can you grab these with your fingers and put them in there, like that? Just one at a time. Oh, just one. More. All right, good. Good job getting them all in there. Okay, so now it's gonna get a little bit trickier. You're gonna use these tweezers and you're gonna place your 2 fingers like this on here and your thumb right there, and you're going to grasp one of these and put it in the container.
Okay.
And just keep going until you can't, just like that. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like this?
Yep. You almost got it. Yep, and then carry it. Good. Get a good grasp on it. Good. And then release. Good. Good job. Oh. Try to move your arm a little bit further to get back. Good. Great job. Okay, you can finish. You're all done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jacob did a really good job with coloring in the shapes and with getting all the tissue paper into the container. But something I might do differently next time if because he did pretty good with the circles. So once he masters that a little bit more, we can move it to different shapes that are a little bit more difficult. So first we would probably, this one's a little bit more difficult, but we could do squares and then move our way to triangles or the stop signs. And basically the more colors we can add, so that way it will be a nice following directions in a sequential step of colors. So that would be one way we could do it. And if, say, he has more trouble with it, we'd probably use a fatter marker if he's having trouble with grasping it and getting it into the lines. Then for the second activity next time, he seemed to do pretty well with the tweezers. Kind of missed a little bit, so I'll kind of make sure that maybe a little bit bigger of a container or more shallow, or just picking them up and simply placing next to it with the tweezers. Once he gets better with that, I would probably use these two or upgrade to these tweezers to make it a little bit more difficult, because this one, see how at the top there, you have to really grasp lower down, and you can barely, it takes a lot more strength to do it. And this one's more like in between. So the smaller it is, the more difficult it might be for him. And then I might pick, to make it more difficult, something smaller than this, or heavier, so it takes more strength to do it. Or for opposite, I might find something else like bigger, like spongier or something, for it's easier for him to grasp onto. So for the first activity, I would, it would typically be, a 10-15 minute activity of tracing. That was this activity where, tracing. And it would be trying different worksheets and erasing and redoing. But during the time, he would go through a certain amount of worksheets and have a set of headphones on, like these, to put on. And it would decrease the background noise going on, so that way he could focus on his activity for longer, and hopefully reach that goal of sustained activity for 15 minutes without getting up or down. But I didn't show that because I could have put them on her real quick, but I didn't show that because the activity was only a minute long in this video. But the outcomes for this would be occupational performance. So basically improved occupational performance and attention-based activities with the use of environmental modifications using this, and then decreasing background noise in general. So having quieter, if there's no quiet room or something like that where he's doing his activities, or something where he can easily get distracted, then you use these. And then strategies to self-regulate would be the headphones. And then for participation, it'd be enhanced participation in school-based activities that will involve effective scissor skills, proper grasping or writing utensils, and sustained attention. Thank you.